Mr. ANC Harold Cunningham.
Thank y'all for inviting me here today. My name is Earl Cunningham. I'm staying before you today not as an incarcerated individual, but also as the elected ANC commissioner and chairman, representing the men and women housed inside DC jail, as well as members in the surrounding community outside these walls, the Harriet Tubman Women's Shelter. I come before you with lived experience. I spent decades inside federal prison system, including approximately 20 years in solitary confinement. Much of that time in some of the most restricted prison environments in the country, including ADX Florence. I know firsthand what isolation does to the human mind, the human spirit, and the human soul. Many people think solitary confinement is simply being locked in a room. It is not. Solitary confinement is a psychological warfare. It is the slow destruction of human interaction, hope, identity, and emotional stability. It changes people, it damages people, and many never fully recovers from it. I survived those conditions, but survival should never be confused with justice. What troubles me today is that after everything society has learned about the damage caused by extreme isolation, we are still seeing many of the same harmful conditions continue inside DC jail system. There are individuals here being housed in their cell 23 to 24 hours a day with little meaningful human interaction, little movement, limited programming, and inadequate mental health support. Isolation does not rehabilitate people. It does not prepare them for reentry. It does not make this institution safer in the long term. What it does is increase frustration, hopelessness, anxiety, depression, and trauma. The East Act represents an opportunity for this city to move in a different direction, a direction rooted in rehabilitation, humanity, accountability, and public safety through healing rather than punishment alone. One of the major issues we continue to face in the condition of confinement itself is the food quality remaining serious concern. Many incarcerated individuals feel as though the food being served lacks nutritional value and basic dignity. Food may seem like a small issue to those outside these walls, but when someone is confined every day with limited freedom, basic necessities matters deeply. Food affects physical health, emotional well-being, and morale. Another major concern is contact visitation. Human connection is one of the most important parts of rehabilitation. Families should not be treated like privilege. Children should be able to hug their father, their mothers should be able to embrace their sons. Wives should be able to hold the hands of their husband. Contact visitation strengthens family bonds, support mental health, and increases successful integration into society. When you remove human touch for years at a time, you damage people emotionally and psychologically. I also want to speak honestly about the representation and accountability too often incarcerated individuals feel voiceless. Many feel that there is a lack of consistency, advocacy, oversight, and support regarding the actual conditions they experience daily. Policies are often discussed without directly listening to your people living under those policies every day. That is one reason I choose to become involved as the ANC commissioner while I'm incarcerated. I want the voices of incarcerated men and women to be heard in rooms where decisions are being made. Because the truth is, Many incarcerated individuals are not asking for luxury, they are asking for dignity. They are asking to be treated as human beings. I also must address another urgent issue facing the residents here today. The proposed budget cuts affecting rehabilitation and reentry program. The mayor proposed budget includes cuts of more than 1.5 million to programs that directly support incarcerated individuals returning home and rebuilding their lives. This is extremely troubling. By taking away programs, we are taking away rehabilitation. We are taking away opportunities for education, mentorship, counseling, workforce development, and successful reentry. Instead of reducing support, we should be expanding and protecting these programs because they are essential to reducing recidivism and strengthening public safety. Every dollar invested in rehabilitation is an investment into safer communities, stronger families, and fewer people returning to prison. Cutting these resources send the wrong message to men and women here who are actively trying to better themselves. This issue is major, and this is an opportunity for all of us to speak out. We need the public, we need advocacy organization groups, families, and community leaders outside these walls to raise their voices against these cuts. These programs are not luxury, they are lifelines. These budget reductions are taking resources directly away from the residents here and undermining the very idea of rehabilitation. I know what hopelessness looks like. I have lived it. I know what it feels like to sit inside a concrete cell wondering whether society completely forgotten you. But I also know the power of opportunity, education, mentorship, and rehabilitation. I have seen men transform themselves through programming, through education, through debate, through counseling, through faith, through simply having someone believe in them. Human beings can change, but they cannot change in an environment designed only to punish and isolate them. The East Act is important because it recognizes the rehabilitation and humanity and humanity are not weaknesses. They are strength. A system that values mental health, treatment, family connection, education, opportunity, and accountability to create safer communities for everyone. The question before us is simply, what kind of justice system do we want to be remembered for? Do we want to continue a system built primarily on punishment and isolation, or do we want a system that truly believes people are capable of growth, accountability, and redemption? I am here before you today as proof that even after decades of incarceration and years of solitary confinement, a person still leads, still advocates, still mentors others, and still fight for positive change. But no one should have to survive with what many incarcerated continue to endure before being treated with dignity. I ask you all who are participating on this meeting and everyone listening today to continue pushing for meaningful reform, stronger oversight, better conditions, expanded programming, increased family connection, and limitation on the use of solitary confinement. Because at the end of the day, justice without humanity is not justice at all. Thank y'all. So I look forward to any and all questions that y'all have. And once again, I want to thank you for this opportunity to be able to speak before you today.